I mean, I've already communicated with Dallas how grateful I am because they've made this a home for me for the past years. And
Satou Sabally just made a great decision by joining the Indiana Fever after playing 5 seasons with the Dallas Wings. You might be asking, why leave Dallas? The Wings were a good team. So what's the reason? Here's the answer. Caitlin Clark. She's an up-and-coming star who's making history in the WNBA. Sabally
Want to go to new things. Who don't want to come play for Caitlin Clark in Indiana?
recognized what many of us already know. Caitlin Clark can completely transform a team. With Clark on board, Indiana is getting
And it looked like Satou Sabally possibly could be headed to Indiana. This very much has sealed the deal.
better, and Sabally wants to be part of that change. Sabally chose to team up with Clark because, honestly, who wouldn't want to be part of a team with someone who's set to take the Fever to the next level? It's a smart, bold move, and
Now, one player on the Dallas Wing team is up in the air, and that is Satou Sabally. Now, she is a free agent, and many people are speculating she could be headed all the way up to Indiana.
Sabally knows the best way to succeed is by teaming up with someone who's changing the game. Satou Sabally just shook up the WNBA by signing with the Indiana Fever, and this move is making waves across the league. Sabally isn't just any player. She's one of the most versatile forwards in the game. After 5 strong seasons with the Dallas Wings, where she averaged 15.7 points, 7 rebounds, and 3.6 assists per game, numbers that show she's a key player, Dallas let her go. Now, the Fever have made a huge
Now, everybody pretty much on the Dallas team has reacted to Paige pretty much coming to the dead.
move by bringing her in. Let's be clear, the Fever didn't just get lucky, they planned this move. With $650,000 in cap space, Indiana has been making smart, calculated moves. They're not waiting for a miracle, they're creating one. And Sabally? She's been eyeing this for a while. Need proof? Just look at how she stayed quiet when Dallas picked Paige Bueckers as their #1 draft pick.
She has been quiet online. Let's pull up her social media account right now because I'm telling you guys, this was spooky. Now, as soon as this news came out, and I was just, trying to see what everybody was saying, and it looked like she had.
Sabally saw the writing on the wall and chose to create her own future. Not a post, not a tweet, not even a simple "wish y'all the best." That silence wasn't just quiet, it was
The biggest question of the hour is, what do she feel about the Dallas Wings having this #1 pick? She has been extremely silent about it.
So what's really going on here?
loud. It spoke volumes. It was as if Sabally was already halfway out the door when the Fever came calling, and now we understand why. While Indiana is celebrating like they just won the lottery, let's shift the focus to Dallas. They should be thrilled to have secured Paige Bueckers in the 2025 draft, a once-in-a-generation talent who can easily score 20-plus points a game. But instead of enjoying the moment, they're left looking like the team that lost their star player at the worst possible time. It's like hosting the party of the year only to realize halfway through that your guest of honor snuck out without saying goodbye. Now, let's break down why Sabally left. Last season, after coming off an injury, she put up career highs, 17.9 points per game and an impressive 45.2% from 3. That's not just good, it's elite. And what did Dallas offer her? A 1-year deal worth $195,000. Sure, that sounds like a lot, but for a player of Sabally's level, it's pocket change. It's insulting. No long-term commitment, no real security, just a paycheck that didn't come close to matching her worth. Now, let's pile on Dallas a bit more, because honestly, they deserve it. You lock in a generational talent like Paige Bueckers, someone who could lead your franchise for the next decade, but then you let Sabally slip away. That's a front office mistake of massive proportions. It's like buying a Ferrari and forgetting to insure it. Sabally could have been the perfect mentor, the ideal teammate, and the second
Queen, you still got your eyes on Indiana Fever. We still want you, and that is the truth.
The thirst is real, folks.
star alongside Bueckers. Instead, Dallas now looks like a team scrambling to pick up the pieces of a plan that's falling apart. Meanwhile, in Indiana, the Fever are making all the right moves. They've already built a young, hungry core with Caitlin Clark, Nalissa Smith, and Kelsey Mitchell. These aren't just players, they're future all-stars with a winning mentality and a drive to succeed. Adding Sabally to that group? It's like putting a turbo engine into an already fast seat.
I would think that if you are a smart basketball player and you watch the way she plays, you would want to play with her.
Now get this. An inside source just leaked.
GM Amber Cox and coach Stephanie White aren't just managing a team. They're building a powerhouse. This franchise is focused on the prize, creating something that could dominate the league for years to come. And let's not forget what Sabally brings to the table. Defense?
Check.
Clutch shooting?
Check.
Drawing fouls like it's an art form?
Double check.
She's the kind of player who can change the game's pace just by stepping on the court. Fever fans know it, too. They've been flooding social media with messages like, "This is our year," and "Indiana Fever Dynasty loading." The hype isn't just about Sabally's talent. It's about what she represents. Hope. Hope that Indiana can finally reclaim the championship glory they've been missing since 2012. And let's be real, Caitlin Clark is the magnet that's pulling talent to the Fever. Need proof? Sabally just gave it to you. Clark isn't just a rising star. She's a phenomenon. A one-woman show rewriting what it means to be a WNBA superstar. Fans are already calling her the GOAT, and her rise as a generational talent has...
It's the one player that I would say gives Indiana Fever the brightest future. Because Satou's like 24, 26 years old. She's coming into her prime, and she is a free agent.
Made Indiana the hottest destination in the league. In 2024 alone, the Fever sold out over 10 home games, almost unheard of in the WNBA, all thanks to Clark's ability to pack arenas and dominate defenses. Sabally's deadly 40.6% shooting from beyond the arc, paired with Clark's precise playmaking, is a nightmare for every team in the league. Opponents will be left scrambling, trying to figure out which threat to focus on. Double team Clark? No problem. Sabally will just knock down threes like it's nothing. Focus on Sabally? Fine. Clark will slice through defenses and leave them looking foolish, as she always does.
Hopefully she make her way to Indiana. As of right now, we don't know. But one thing I can tell you, it don't look good for Dallas because she's extremely quiet. I believe she won't up out in Dallas, bro. She's been there for a minute, and look like she probably want to go to new things. Who don't want to come play for Caitlin Clark in the Indiana Fever?
One analyst even called Clark her own economy, and honestly, that might be the perfect way to describe her impact. This isn't just hype, it's reality. Together, Clark and Sabally form a duo built to tear apart defenses and redefine what dominance looks like in the WNBA. But let's not forget, Caitlin Clark is more than just a basketball star. She's a movement. Her presence has completely redefined what it means to play for the Fever. She's not just selling tickets. She's selling hope, ambition, and a vision.
About Dallas, and she goes, someone said, "Satou, please stay in Dallas. Either way, I'll always support." Dallas will always be my first real American hometown. Not Dallas is my home. Dallas is my American home. Dallas will always be my first. Doesn't sound good. And then she only liked 8 comments out of like hundreds. And the 2 of the comments were, "Fever will welcome you. Would love to see you with the Fever." Now that's interesting. Now that's very, very interesting. So, what is likely to happen is, I think Satou wants out of Dallas. I think Satou Sabally wants to be gone. And I think one of the reasons why is because Dallas are kind of going nowhere.
Vision of greatness. And Sabally? She saw the writing on the wall. This wasn't just about basketball for her. It was about joining forces with someone who's reshaping the WNBA. Playing alongside Clark isn't just a bonus. It's a career-defining opportunity. Sabally knows that teaming up with Clark is her chance to make history, and she's not letting it pass her by. Sabally's journey to this point has been nothing short of incredible. Overseas, she's been dominating with her Turkish team, posting numbers that scream superstar. She's not just holding her own internationally. She's leading, dominating, and proving why she's one of the most coveted free agents in the WNBA. That level of success doesn't just generate hype, it raises her stock in the league. Teams aren't just getting a solid player, they're getting someone at the peak of her game, ready to make an impact on both ends of the court. Then there's the Dallas drama. Let's not pretend it wasn't a factor. Rumors have been swirling about Sabally's hesitation to share the spotlight with rookie phenom Paige Bueckers. Sure, Bueckers is expected to be a generational talent, but why should Sabally, who's already proven herself, take a backseat? Why play second fiddle when you can be the star? That's where the Indiana Fever stepped in. They didn't just recognize her worth. They valued it. Word is that Sabally had been in talks with Fever management long before this became public. Those conversations weren't just about money. They were about vision, about building a championship contender and giving Sabally a key role in that plan. Unlike teams like the New York Liberty, who are struggling with salary cap issues and max players, the Fever had the resources and the foresight to lock Sabally, and let's give credit to the Fever's management. They're playing chess while other teams are stuck on checkers. They didn't just throw money at Sabally, they built a team around her. With Caitlin Clark, Nalissa Smith, Kelsey Mitchell, and now Sabally, Indiana has gone from being an underdog to a serious championship contender almost overnight. This isn't just team building, this is empire building. Meanwhile, Dallas is left holding the bag. Their #1 draft pick should have been their moment to shine. Bueckers is the type of player franchises dream of, and she could have been the perfect complement to Sabally's dominance. Instead, Dallas fumbled the opportunity in spectacular fashion. Letting Sabally walk isn't just a loss, it's a franchise-altering mistake. It's like winning the lottery and forgetting to cash the ticket.